Patrick Beverly's beef with Chris Paul explained. Not many like him, but if you're an NBA fan, you know for sure that the Minnesota Timberwolves point guard, Patrick Beverly, is not one to hold back his disdain for anyone. While he is known for his intensive type of play despite his size, he's also known for his antics off the court. Spending almost 4 years playing in Ukraine, Greece, and Russia before he got drafted by the Houston Rockets in 2013, he's always been an irritant to any player he is guarding. So it comes as no surprise that he has a beef with another NBA star, Chris Paul. But what do you think caused this beef? Stay with us to find out. Since the 2017-2018 season, Patrick Beverly has earned 38 technical fouls and has been ejected 6 times in that period. And despite being a good defender and a decent shooter, he is still better known for his unapologetic and edgy attitude to his opponents, and in the course of that he has been in a lot of brawls with other NBA players, stacking up new enemies every new season and reigniting old feuds too. Notable names include Russell Westbrook since his time with the Rockets, Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, and his lifelong enemy, Chris Paul. Chris Paul, on the other hand, is widely regarded as one of the greatest point guards ever to grace the NBA, but despite his incredible stats and awards, which includes leading the NBA in 5 times assists and record 6 times in steals and 2 Olympic gold medals, he is also widely known as one of the most hated players in the league. Moreover, despite his quiet and gentle demeanor as portrayed by the media, the duality of his character precedes him among fellow NBA players. His competitiveness and off-court aggression behavior have seen him fall out with DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin when he was with the Los Angeles Clippers, Marcus Cousins, and a 14-year feud with Rajon Rondo. And despite being just 6 foot, he's also known to be one of the nastiest defenders, popularly known for his dirty play on both offense and defense. Surprisingly, he gets away with it most of the time, and this often gets other NBA players angry. Another character of his that gets him a lot of haters is flopping. CP3 is a master of cheating behavior, faking fouls to get points off another team who would, of course, get angry. Moreover, his incessant complaint to the referees rubs off as annoying on his opponent because he is usually seen clamoring for cheap calls and ranting when things don't go his way. A former teammate of his at the Clippers, Caton Martin, was asked why most players hate Chris Paul, and he said, "People think he's a politician, and people don't trust politicians. He does things inside the locker room that some teammates question. Dealing with management and coaches, people deem it as sneaky, things like that. But you don't know what's going on behind the closed doors and speculation." He continues, "They think he has a hidden agenda that doesn't include the rest of the 14 guys. For some guys, it's deeper than basketball. It's about, can I trust you? And sometimes that comes across as being selfish at times." These behaviors have seen the former president of the National Basketball Players Association gain some enemies in his 17-year career with the NBA. And a notable enemy is Patrick Beverly. The two have a long history between them, with their first known story dating back to June 2017 when Chris Paul was traded to the Houston Rockets in a trade that saw Patrick Beverly go to the Los Angeles Clippers. But Pat Beverly had come out to say that this beef started way back. Back in the 2021 playoffs, the Phoenix Suns, led by Chris Paul, eliminated the Clippers with a 130-103 win in Game 6, and animated Pat Beverly was very mad about Chris Paul's antics, and he eventually shoved him, which resulted in him receiving a technical foul and was ejected in the 4th quarter. Later on, when he appeared on JJ Redick's podcast, he was asked what got him so mad that made him push Chris Paul in the last quarter of the playoff series. He said, "You know Chris, so people don't understand. Me and Chris, what we have has been going on since high school. A lot of people don't understand the backstory, but me and Chris, we definitely understand the backstory. I got invited to a LeBron James camp, the big Nike LeBron James camp, when we were in college. Chris Paul was there. I killed him, destroyed him. Then I see him in the NBA, so of course that energy is going to roll over to the NBA," Beverly said. He further said, "Chris, he does slick shit. People don't know. That's a dirty little mother effer, man. Chris knows that too. And I love CP, bro. I love what he brings to the game. I love, he changes the game also. So you have to give him all his props. But, he knows how to finesse the system too. You know, you gotta give him credit for that too. So it was just one of those, I gotta get this off my chest." And I called him right after too. His statement on the podcast showed that there has been tension between both of them from way before the Houston Clippers trade in 2017. So it came as no surprise to many when Pat Beverly went on Get Up, a program on ESPN, to slander Chris Paul about his abysmal performance against the Dallas Mavericks in Game 7 of the playoffs. He called Chris Paul a cone and claimed everyone in the league knows Chris Paul can't guard. He's finessed the game to a point where he gets all of the petty calls, all of the swipe-throughs at the end. I mean, we're going to be honest. You want me to be really honest? He should have fouled out. He should have fouled out the last game too. You see the replay against Jalen Brunson, he hit him in the shoulder, hit him in the mouth. Ref don't call anything. If that's me, review it. Oh, flagrant, 1. If that's him, they don't call it. So let's not get twisted. He should have fouled out. He can't guard. He literally can't guard. He continues, CP can't guard nobody. Everyone in the NBA knows that. What do we call him? Cone. You know what you do with cones? Like in the summertime, you get a cone and you make a move? What does the cone do? He's a cone. Everyone knows that. It's just y'all don't want to accept it because it's CP. He also said that he's tired of Chris Paul getting preferential treatment from the officials. I think he's been in a fortunate situation to be president of the NBA Players Association and State Farm commercials, so he's fortunate to get certain calls in the game that normal guys don't usually get, I'll say that. And Beverly is also tired of the double standards he gets from the media when he doesn't get called out or held accountable like other players when they put in a terrible performance. He cited Paul George and James Harden as an example when he said, "It's okay to give CP a little slander. You guys gave Paul George the slander when they were in the bubble. You guys gave James Harden the slander talking about his contract. It's okay to give CP some slander." He was later asked by Stephen A. Smith on his ESPN show, Stephen A's World, about his history with Chris Paul. Pat Beverly said, "I respect the game. I love CP's game, right? I love what he does. I love back in the day when he destroyed Tony Parker and all that type of stuff in New Orleans. But the praise that he gets and the slander that he doesn't get when he doesn't perform is not the same as it is with every other superstar, and my question is, why not? And why not? For one, he's the former president of the Players Association, right? It's kind of hard to slander the president, plus the look. He doesn't have the type of look, so you can't really attack him in that way. You know his look is a very calm demeanor, and he's presenting himself as a true professional. So it's kind of hard to even attack this character because he's a family guy." However, several active players and pundits have come out to defend Chris Paul because they felt Patrick Beverly was too harsh with his criticism and is in no way as good as Chris Paul. Notable names include Matt Barnes, a former Lakers and Golden State Warriors player turned ESPN analyst. He fired back at Patrick Beverly saying, "There's a thin line between critical and disrespecting," Barnes said on ESPN's NBA Today on Monday. "And I feel like what Pat Beverly did today to Chris Paul was completely disrespectful and out of line. And Patrick Beverly talking like he's the guy. You're not the guy, plain and simple. Chris Paul played terrible and his numbers are still better than your career numbers have ever been. You have to understand Chris is a 12-time All-Star, All-Defensive 9 times, 7 times First-Team All-Defense. He'll be a Hall of Famer. Pat Bev and I are similar type role players. They're going to talk about CP3 when he's done, and I just think that the disrespect we saw earlier today on the ESPN show needs to be checked because that was way out of pocket." Portland Trail Blazers point guard Damian Lillard, who had a dispute with Patrick Beverly during the 2020 playoffs after the Clippers eliminated his team, also publicly queried Pat when he asked on his Twitter page, @PatBev21, "What's CP do to you?" The Phoenix Suns head coach Monty Williams has also come out to defend Chris, saying, "I can only say some things, but we're chasing after other things, bigger things. So I'm not going to wrestle that in the mud. That's not what we're trying to win. Chris is one of the best basketball players in the history of the game. And so you're going to have people taking shots at him that aren't even in that class. Why would I even comment?" But do you think Pat Beverly was disrespectful? Or do you believe he had every right to his words? And do you also think this beef will end anytime soon? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. We hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting NBA videos. See you next time.